This is Richard Buford of Adrenaline Rush Sports and Fitness, and today I want to go over a couple of long jump basics that you should know and how to get better. And I know here in North Carolina right now, the state championships are going to be next week for a number of schools, but also more importantly, the outdoor season is coming up. So I want to get you ready, locked and loaded, and ready to get some personal bests in the long jump and triple jump. First things first. All long and triple jumpers are sprinters, but not all sprinters are long jump and triple jumpers. And what I mean by that is that you have to get your running form correct before you try to come over here and do long jump and triple jump. Because if you're in the wrong position, a lot of things can go bad and your performances is not going to be good. So let's go over the basics as far as running form and coming down the runway. So let's start with our basic arm swing. So our arm swing is going to come down right here, and when you get past the pocket, your arm is almost going to straighten out, but not straighten out, but you're going to get long right there and then come up. So picture it just like a bulldozer with the scoop on the front. So you're going to scoop the dirt up and then let the dirt out and back right there, bringing your fingertips up to your eye height as you're running. All right, so basically it's going to look like this, where you're breathing, you're not letting your body turn or anything like that, so just facing forward, just right there. Okay, so you want to keep your, I say quiet, but you want to keep your upper body quiet, meaning you don't want a lot of motion and stuff like that going on right there, but you want good powerful arm swings, and the arms are going to help your knees come up and help your knees drive down also. All right, so just make sure those arms are incorporated. Next thing is your foot strike. So when you strike down on the ground, you want to push your foot to the ground rather than just letting it come to the ground, okay? So you want to push down right there, and you want to do some marches, and this also will get your central nervous system going before a meet or a race or anything like that. But you just want to come right here. If you don't use your arms, your knees are not going to come as high if you use them, okay? Another thing is to bring the dorsiflex your ankle, okay? When you dorsiflex your ankle, that knee is automatically going to be able to get higher once you bring it up and swinging the arms properly. So just make sure you have those components, your arm swing, your knees up, which is a byproduct of your toe coming up, and your arm swinging, and keeping your upper body quiet. All right, coming down the runway, I have my athletes do acceleration steps, and I have them do 10. It's going to be uncomfortable the first time you do it because you're going to be really fast coming to the board, which is what you really want. But also, if you're uncontrolled, you're not going to be able to get a good jump. So the thing is that as you develop, your speed at the board should be faster and faster, as fast as it can for you to get that power, to get that distance, all right? So when I say the acceleration steps, what I mean is, it's kind of like when you are coming out of your acceleration after the first 10 steps of your start in 100 meters, you're going to be staying down, all right? So right there. So we're going to do the same thing with the long jump and triple jump approach. I'm going to have you stay down in the cock position right here, running down the runway. So my total steps that I have my athletes take is 16. So 10 will leave you 6 steps for you to get in position to jump. Okay, that makes sense? If you have any questions, just let me know. All right, but what we're going to do with our approach, we're going to have our acceleration steps just like this. So when we're coming down the runway, we're going to be in that position for 10 steps. Usually, if you are good enough at it, if you practice enough, you will know how it feels or how close you are to the board in those 10 steps. It sounds weird, but the more repetition that you do, the more feel that you will get from the long jumps. Like Bruce Lee said, don't think, just feel. All right, so just make sure that you get your acceleration steps in, and then you go into the last 6 steps, which we'll get into later. So if I'm starting way back here on my approach, what I'm gonna do is just get ready. Everybody has their own routine right here. Whether you hop first or just get out in a straight run, all those steps count towards your 10, okay? So if I go right here and then start to take off, I'm gonna count 10 steps, starting with my right leg, all right? So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then I'm gonna come up. So what I want you to do as a Canadian geese fly in, but what I want you to do is just work on that, drill it, drill it, drill it. You're not gonna be able to get it overnight, especially if you are new to track, but just make sure that you learn it. It's kind of like tying your shoe. It's gonna be hard at first, it's gonna take a little while, but after you get used to it, you'll be able to do it really quickly, innately. So like I said, there's going to be 10 steps leading in with your acceleration steps, and then the last 6 steps are going to be, this is when it gets critical, okay? Because if you can get your your first 10 steps to a certain point every time, you know that you're gonna be on the board or off the board, all right? But we're gonna use these mats. I know you see these mats right here that I put down. And this is why I say it gets difficult. So these 2 mats right here, I got one right here, one right there. These are my last 2 steps, all right? So what we're going to do with our last 6 steps is that we're coming into running position. This is where our hips get up under our shoulders, and we're running right here, getting tall. So you may have realized that if you're tall, they say if you're taller, you have a bigger advantage. The reason being is that your center of gravity is higher off of the ground. So you're gonna be able to jump higher off of the ground. So with that being said, you don't wanna get smaller per se at the when you go to take off. So you don't wanna really grind it up and then try to come up. It's not gonna work like that. You have to keep your hips at an even level as much as you can. So you're gonna be right here, you're gonna be running 2 inches taller right here. And then the last 2 steps, called the penultimate step, or the second to last step is the penultimate step. You're gonna take a flat foot contact, all right? You're not gonna bend down or anything like that. You're just gonna take a flat foot contact, another flat foot contact, and then take off, all right? I told you, last 6 steps is crucial. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a 6-step approach to drill this one, all right? So you're gonna be right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then drive up just like that. All right, start slow first. Your body and your mind learn slow first, and then it perfects it, and then you're gonna be able to go faster once you perfect that slow. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're gonna jump. Well, you're gonna do that motion right there until you get it better, and then we're gonna do a little hop into it, all right? So now I'm gonna do it full speed. Of course, we're not using the lines or anything like that, but it may be on the mats, it may not. Don't worry about it, this is practice, all right? Here we go. When I do my drills, I'll do them at like 6 at a time, and then you want to get a good rest. You don't want to be tired while doing technique work. So make sure you take a good rest. You don't have to get in that work in order to get better, all right? But you have to program rest into your workout, all right? So my step was back here. Start up with my left. And all I want you to do is drive your knee up and hold it with that dorsiflexion in the air. You don't want your knee tucked or anything like that. You want your knee right up under you want your heel right up under your knee, all right? So when you jump, it's boom, right there. And we can drill that too. So before you start, or when you're doing your dynamic warm-up, just right here, and just keep on going. All right, so just make sure you do that, and that's why I say all jumpers are sprinters, because you have to hit that sprint form in order to get good jumps. So let's dive deeper into this penultimate step, okay? So, like I said, you're running 2 inches taller than you usually are coming down the runway after you set up for your last six sprint steps, approaching the board. But at the board, and again, these 2 mats are my last 2 steps. All right, since I'm walking, it's probably like too far, but whatever. All right, so what you're gonna do, see how my heel is off of the ground as I'm sprinting right here, but as I hit there, I'm gonna drive my foot to the ground with the flat foot. I'm gonna just take a flat foot step, and then I'm gonna take another one and then drive up. All right, what you wanna do with those last 2 steps especially is bring that foot down and back, and then down and back again, and jump. That's gonna give you your momentum. So you have to basically, like a B skip, a correct B skip, you're gonna drive out, drive your heel down, and then drive your heel back. All right, I know you've seen these drills before. It's the same thing. You're in this position right here, that close to the ground, and you should be driving your foot back. All right, so just right there, boom, boom, boom. That's another drill you can do with your dynamic warm-up. So as you come, take that flat foot contact right here, that next one right here, boom, and you're gonna jump. You're just taking a flat foot contact, and you don't want to let your hips lower or buckle. If you do that, your jump is gonna suffer. All right, so when you come right here, you want to keep your hips nice and level, boom, boom, and then just jump. It takes a lot of strength to get those correct, and what you can do is sit on the floor, and trust me, it's going to be hard, but sit on the floor with your back straight. Actually, I'll just do it right now. Sit on the ground with your back straight, your ankles dorsiflex, so point your toes back towards you, back straight, and then lift. All right, if that's hard for you, just lift one foot and then the other until you can hold both of them 30 seconds at least off of the ground, doing like 4 to 5 sets. For a long jump, that should keep you busy for a while. Remember to do everything that you can to improve your performance, all right? Everything is not gonna happen all at once, and it's not gonna feel good because you're learning something different, all right? I always tell my athletes, like, did it feel different? They're like, yeah, well, you're doing it right. So if it feels different, then you're on the right path, all right? So just be patient with yourself and keep drilling, keep drilling, keep drilling, and you're gonna find what's best for you. All right, let's get into some triple jump drills. So the most basic one is basically hopscotch. Basically, what am I saying? All right, so what you're gonna do is, so like I'm a left foot long jumper, so in triple jump, I will start off with my right. So I will go right, right, left. So in hopscotch, you'll go right, right, left, and then you'll land in the sand after that. All right. So the triple jump in its basic form is right, right, left. Okay. So at the board is going to be 1, and then you're going to land on that same foot, and then you're going to switch, and then you're going to be in the sand. So it's going to be right here. You're going to hit the line, 1, 1, and then jump in the sand. Basic. Please do not look over this. All right. Right, right, left, jump into the sand. Keep drilling it over and over. Like when you first learn something, like I was a hurdler also. When I first learned how to hurdle, I started hurdling everything. Chairs, couches, what have you, all right? You need to be obsessed with the motion. And if you need to, go up steps doing right, right, left, right, right, left. And again, that could be a drill after your dynamic warm-up for your plyometrics, on-field plyometrics. So taking that concept of the hopscotch, now we're just gonna do one step into it. So we're gonna start with our left foot up because we start with our right, so it's gonna go right, right, left. So we're gonna start with our left foot up and then take one step, right, right, left, boom, okay? That wasn't as smooth as I wanted to be, but but you get the point. All right, you're gonna start with your left up. All right, so it's gonna be that simple. All right, make sure you bring your foot over like you're jumping over a hurdle, a small hurdle. Matter of fact, let me pause this. All right, I have my hurdles. Now I got a 12-inch and I got a 6-inch hurdle right here. So we're gonna do our same drill that I was just doing. We're gonna take one step into it. And what you wanna do when you jump, when you, sorry, my left. So when you plant, boom, right here, you have to bring this knee up just like this. And this leg is gonna go straight in the air and swing back. All right, so right here, all right, so that's the drill. Real simple. You can act like it's there, you can put something there, but just make sure it's not gonna hurt you. So I'll start with my left foot up. All right, and that's the drill. And again, 3 to 6 repetitions, and you're good. And try not to hit the hurdle. So for the arms, for the triple jump, there's 2 different methods that you can use, unless there's a third one that I don't know about. But just sticking to the basics, I know 2 basic ones that I can teach you. All right. So the first one is going to be an arm over, and then the second one is going to be a double arm. Now, just a full confession, I'm more of a double arm, but I'll try to do the single arm as best as I can. All right. So again, our drill. We're just gonna start with the left foot up right here, and then we're gonna jump and bring, I told you I'm not that good, but we're gonna bring our arm over as, sorry. So as our foot comes over, you're gonna bring your arm over. Switching over to the 6-inch hurdle. This is a drill that I taught my athletes when they first come out. So I'll take off on the right, but what we're going to do is put our left foot, put our left foot on the hurdle, and then try to put as less pressure as you can and don't knock over the hurdle as you go over. So you're going to be right here and then right there, okay? So you don't want to knock over the hurdle or anything like that. It may move, whatever, we in practice. All right, so just right here, and then coming over just like that. So just like with long jump, in triple jump, you don't want your hips to come down and have a little rebound, because that's going to take away from your jump. So you want to have those hips really, really tall and keep them tall. So right here, and be ready to jump. You don't want to hit that ground and then have to rebound like that, because it's going to take away from your jump. You're not going to be able to take off because your momentum is going into the ground instead of going forward. So therefore, you're going to need really strong hip flexors in order to do this. All right, this event. All right, so just right here. So as we go over the hurdle, again, we don't want those hips to drop as we land on the other side. We don't want to go right there. We want to stay up, make contact with the ground. And how we're going to do that is proper strength in your abdominals, and then also your hip flexors. All right, so right here, boom, and then you're going to step into the next one. So now we want to take a step into it, and this is where it's going to get kind of difficult. But you're going to start with your left foot up, you're going to plant, and then you're going to put your foot on top of this and then step on the other side. All right, so you're right here, taking a step, right here, right there. So my hips dip on that one, and you don't want that. And again, I'm not a professional, but I know when something's going wrong. All right, so just right here, that was a good one. Keeping the hips up and making sure that I don't reflex with my hips as the force enters my body. You want to give the force to the ground. You don't want the ground to give you the force. Right here. Right there. So the first phase is called the hop, and then the second phase is called the step, and then the third phase is called the jump. So we're going to do the hop and the step, and then just stop there and just walk out of it. All right, so we're going right here. And just take a big old drive of the knee. So that back foot, as you come off, as you're keeping it up, you're going to drive to get your momentum going forward and horizontal. That's why they call it horizontal jumps. All right, you want everything to move horizontal, and you want to drive that knee up as you take that foot down right here. This foot should be back right here. Your arm should be back, ready to go. And then you're going to drive the knee to where you're gonna, so they call this casting out right here. But again, remember the B skip. Remember the B skip right here. So you're right there, boom. And you're gonna drive the foot back as that last little motion before you hit the ground. And that's gonna keep your hips up if you're strong enough through the core and the hip flexors. All right, so just drilling it. And again, you're gonna do 3 to 6 of them. You don't wanna kill yourself. So right here. And just try to get forward as much as you can, move horizontal, but also you wanna get height. Those drills should be able to hold you over for right now, but what I want you to really do is perfect them. Do not come back to your practice with the same problems, because then you cannot progress. So just make sure you be obsessed with the movements, make sure you're obsessed and being patient with yourself as far as like your development. Don't try to go through everything too fast, because you're gonna miss steps and then it's gonna take away from your performance, especially in the end, all right? So just make sure you stay steady, stay mentally into it, and stay ready.